and all the in-betweeners. Planet Rebus in the house, baby. Yeah, boy. It's Saturday. It's Saturday night for me, for you. Who knows? I hope you're making the best of it. Thank you very much for joining me, whether live or joining me later on, or joining me when you get to watch this different time. Where were you? Where were you when I needed you? The world has turned and left me here. The world has turned and left. It's a song by Weezer, first album. I liked the album as a kid. There's a few songs in there I still like now. Anything after that first album, I don't really care for. Just thought I'd make myself abundantly clear on that. You know, the album came out the year Kurt Cobain died, so you needed something. Yo, peace, 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 peace. Just thought start with like R.I.P. Takeoff. That's been as soon as I saw that and that Takeoff was dead. Someone wrote R.I.P. Takeoff, but it wasn't it wasn't capitalized, so I wasn't sure. And then I looked, and I was like, like a lot of rappers died in the last, like a lot of rappers. In fact, since I started working remotely outside the UK 4 years ago, so many rappers have died, like loads. Majority of the murders, majority of them, you got like Mac Miller, Juice WRLD, and Lil Peep with drug overdoses. But the rest of them, shooting. Oh, then you got Coolio, but we can't. That's not like a tragic young death, you know. R.I.P. Coolio, all the same. But like, you know what I mean? Like so many. And then when I find out about a new rapper dying, what I found is then I find out another rapper's dead, and they've been dead for ages. Like Young Greatness, I had no idea Young Greatness was dead for like a year until Nipsey Hussle died. And I looked, and I remember Young Greatness tune, all about the moolah. I had the moolah, screaming away, whipping it work. A tune, bro. Love that tune. Young Greatness never really popped off. I think he was signed to Quality Control Music as well. I think he was. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I didn't know that Young Greatness was dead. Well, Young Greatness is dead. And then when this happened, I looked up and then I found out Trouble's dead. I didn't know Trouble died. I wouldn't say like I know much about Trouble, but I do remember one of his mixtapes when I was putting together my mixes that I put up on SoundCloud. I remember a few choice cuts off the Trouble mixtape. I forget what it was. I was like, what, he's dead too? It's like that now. It's like he's dead. Well, PNB Rock only died a month ago. Bruv. In the 90s, like going back, you know, we had the two big high-profile murders. Well, they had three in the 90s, yeah, really, but the two big ones, you know, Tupac, Biggie, then Big L. Still unsolved, all of those, I believe. Is Big L unsolved? I don't know. What happened to Big L? I can't remember. Anyway. But now it's like, how many? Let's count. So how many have been one's murdered? X. R.I.P. DMX as well. DMX died, didn't he? X. Young Greatness, Nipsey Hussle, King Von, Fredo Santana, Pop Smoke, Takeoff, Trouble, Young Greatness. So I just do Young Greatness. I did Young Greatness. Okay. There are more. Oh, PNB Rock. That's enough, isn't it? There are some more that I've forgotten. That's a lot, man. Just in a few. This is just in the past couple of years. There are some lesser known ones that have died too. I just forget. I don't know every rapper. Is it? I mean, is it because there's way more rappers now? Because, like, in terms of like how many rap artists that, rap is the big rap, hip hop, whatever you like, is the biggest music genre. It has replaced pop music. It is pop music now. It's pop music and rock music, if you like. It's a broad, very broad spectrum these days. So there are more artists. There are more artists than there was. So maybe that's why. But then, high profile. And over bullshit. The things with Biggie and Tupac, right, is because it's very conspiratorial. People have made millions from the conspiracies. The amount of money that's been made over the conspiracy theories over Biggie and Tupac's murders is astounding. It was his own subculture, his own mini industry was that industry. Who killed Biggie and Tupac? They're still making stuff about it now. And I'm pretty sure that Tupac was killed by Orlando Anderson. I don't know. And that was confirmed in one documentary. It's like, yeah, it was him. It's like, who else would you have thought done it? It's like Tupac went and beat the shit out of, with his entourage, beat the crap out of a known high-profile Crip who died a bit later. Like, well, I wonder who killed him. Oh, was it his mum? I'm sure one theory is it's his mum. One theory was it was Little Half Dead, who's Snoop's cousin, who made a great tune called "Steel on a Mission." Look it up. But it was a whole industry of just this mystery. Drive-by. They were both drive-by shootings, and well, to a certain extent, but they both shot up in cars. Westwood got shot in the 90s too, in a car. That was crazy. Westwood got shot. I always forget Westwood got shot. But it was a bit different. This is just now, some bullshit happened. It hasn't got all the mystique and mystery that surrounds it. They try to make a bit of mystique and mystery around Nipsey Hussle's death, suggesting it was because of some documentary he was doing, and Big Pharma had him taken out. That was one theory, but all of them has literally just been not mysterious, just sad. I think just sad events, just clearly over some bullshit. Shot at a dice game. That happens in the first episode of The Wire. A guy gets shot over a dice game. Now it's happened to someone in the public eye. PNB Rock shot eating fried chicken. I think Pop Smoke was a home invasion. I'm not too sure about some of the ones. Nipsey Hussle shot outside his own shop. Some bullshit. And the huge debate that goes around it. But the weirdest thing was, I was watching a Drink Champs episode that had Migos on it 2 days before it happened. And he said, and he was talking about manifestation. And so that's why we don't rap about, we manifest we talk about Lambos, we talk about Versace chains, we're manifesting what we want. And he's like, Tupac and Biggie both talked a lot about death, and they did, and then they died. And that's what he said, I don't want to bring that energy upon myself. But somehow that twisted irony, it did happen to him over some bullshit. And it is true. I mean, I was like, oh my God, that's spooky. It's just one of those spooky moments. You're like, oh my God, this guy was literally just saying this the other day. Now he's dead. That's fucked up. Maybe it's the universe's way of going, I'm always coming for you. Who knows? I like to say, who knows? As if someone knows the mysteries of the universe. Anyway, so that was interesting. Because, Biggie and Tupac did. I mean, Jesus Christ. They rapped, and this is why people have so many theories about Tupac, because it's like he envisioned his own death. And, Biggie didn't do himself no favors. First album, Ready to Die. The album, if people forget, his second album came out a few weeks after he was shot and killed. And it was called Life After Death. It was called Life After Death. With a song called You're nobody until somebody kills you. You're nobody until that's a song on the other. It's like, bro, you need to like talk about manifestation. It's like you're nobody till somebody kills you. Like, yeah. Well, he was somebody till somebody killed him. Some people thought it was like a slight dig at Tupac. I did. As soon as I heard the tune, I was like, that's about Tupac. But you know, I was a kid. What the flip do I know? See, what the flip? I said flip instead of fuck. Proud of myself. So, you know, this is very like, okay, you know, life after death. I'm ready to die. You're nobody until somebody kills you. It's like you are really goading death. You're standing at death and going, come on, then. Like, I know a guy, friend. He told a great story once about how he got into a fight with some guy, and he said, "Yeah, if you're gonna do me, then fucking do me." Then he done me. That's how he told the story. Fantastic. Big shout outs to him. It's like, well, do me then, and he done me. It's like, yeah. You go goading people, they'll probably fucking let you have it. You know, could go into the whole debate about why do rappers, you know, rappers always putting themselves in their hood situations. You know, you want to get out the hood and not have to live in danger no more, you know. But then you go on tour and then you end up rocking up at hood places and doing hood things, and hood things happen to you. I think that's the general debate that goes on. It's sad. It's sad. It made me feel the type of way. I was like, I'm not like a massive Migos fan or nothing, but I was like, that's because Takeoff. You know, Migos are one of those groups that are just not very good. They in the early days they weren't very good in conversation. They just go, yeah, cat, yeah, skirt. They just wouldn't say anything. So actually watching that Drink Champs podcast and hearing them talking a bit more was interesting. I was like, good for them. Cool, man. And now he's dead. That's all I really got to say on the matter. It's sad. It is sad. You know. It's sad, man. Some good ones have died, like XXXTentacion and Juice WRLD in particular. It was like, oh my god. Like, oh my god. That was really sad. I'm trying to be sincere and funny at the same time. Doesn't work, does it? Yeah. Just wanted to mention that. And the other thing, well, not the other thing, there's plenty of things. Obviously, the meltdown around Elon Musk and Twitter is still going on. And Twitter is different. It is different. It's different. One thing I've been noticing, I'm not like Mr. Twitter man. Okay, right. Don't pin me as one of those people. I'm not paying $8. I don't care. Or I might do it for 1 month, just have a blue check just for a laugh. I go, look at me, woohoo! And then the novel you wear off and go, I could have spent that $8 on, well, whatever $8 buys you these days. Quite a lot here, but where you are, probably fuck all. Probably a scratch card with the hope that you can get more money. But what has changed is that he keeps coming up with suggested topics, and it's like business, and then tech, and celebrities. This kind of things, suggested topics, and all of them are like slating Elon Musk. Weirdly, so I don't know what's going on with that. I have no idea. I don't quite know why that is happening, but that is happening. I mean, yeah, he is obviously the number one trending topic continuously, despite what the trending topics tab tells you, you know. But I just found that curious, and the thing is, like, why is that? I don't know, but you know, everyone's got their conspiracy heads on. Even like, there's so much of it, you know. It's literally flipped 360, because wasn't it that the whole thing was like conservative voices in America were being suppressed, but now they're saying no, they were actually amplified. It's like I don't think that was the rhetoric. I don't think that was the actual rhetoric. From what I understand and from what I've seen and evidence I've seen presented, I don't think that was the case. But now it's like, now the other side are going, oh no, we're being suppressed. Isn't that a coincidence that suddenly this has happened and that has happened? Someone even saying, oh, well, one of the Twitter employees who's got fired then discovered their Tesla suddenly mysteriously had like, I don't know, broke down, but to do with because it's powered by, it's got AI technology, you know, like it's the digital part of it. The code was wrong, something like that. Saying, well, funny that like the new update on this Tesla failed, blah 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 blah. It's like it's full on conspiracy season. They're like everything. Elon Musk is trying to fuck with the world. He is trying to fuck with the world, but like in a different kind of way. You know, it's funny to see. It is funny. And the funniest thing about the blue checkmark thing is I saw one douche nugget who I don't know his name. Oh, I do. I just got to click on Twitter, don't I? Mr. Douche Nugget. What did this geezer say? Ben Collins. Ben Collins. He said, here's what's going on at Twitter right now. It's a nightmare. Employees are sounding alarm about how it could make getting reliable information on this site during Tuesday's elections impossible. And then he's in an interview on MSNBC, you know, which is another bastion of truth. And he's saying, and he's saying, saying, well, you know, you have to get verified to have a blue check now. Now anybody can have it, which means any information can be just as viable as anyone else's information. Oh, so everyone's equal now. I see. Because yeah, look at it from the other perspective. I get it. Well, before I say that, you know, from what I understood about the blue check mark is very inconsistent. Some people get it, some people don't get it, despite being able to get verified. You know, pick and choose who you verify. Fair, okay. I understand that part of it. I also understand the part of it is like, okay, you want to have verified people who are who they say they are, yes, and therefore who they say they are means they have the credentials to be able to say what they're saying. But this is the post. We are in a post world. We are post 9/11 and Iraq and Afghanistan. We are also post Trump and post COVID. No one cares about people in institutions. No one cares about people's credentials and what the fuck they have to say because constantly it's been nonsense that shouldn't be listened to. Time and time again, we have been lied to and let down and misled by people, and I would say posing as people with credentials, but apparently they actually have credentials, which makes credentials meaningless. So therefore, your blue check mark means nothing in the first place. And I think that's the whole point. It doesn't mean anything. You're down here in the dirt with the rest of us, or we've been elevated up to Mount Olympus. And we're here looking down from the clouds at all the other people, whichever way you want to look at it. But we're all on a level playing field now, bitch. Okay. That's what I can say. Because it doesn't matter. I think I'm a doctor and I should have my opinion. I don't care. I literally don't care no more. Like, what? I don't have. What, you're some doctor who's been paid off? What the hell do I know about your background? Like, why you say what you say? Why do you say what you say? Let's put it in perspective, right? Rishi Sunak. I don't care for the guy, okay? However, the pound's gone back up, and that's good for me. So I'll say what I say to make sure the pound stays up, all right? I'm looking after my money. I don't care about your money. This is my money, okay? And if your money's the same as my money, then you should be doing the same thing, okay? I'll say what I have to say, okay? Whether it's true or not. You know, if blowing wind up Rishi Sunak's ass is going to keep the pound ascending, that's good for me. So I will do it, even though I don't believe a word of what I'm saying. It's good for me. And you are the same. To think that because you've got a PhD or some sort of title or some sort of background, okay, to say that that gives you more credence above me, to say you are above me, to say that your opinion matters more than mine because of your PhD is nonsense. I was trying to say something else then, but my brain literally melted. I apologize for that. Okay. I care not for it. I care not for your credentials. They are meaningless to me. I don't care. Whatever. Your credentials are meaningless to me. Douchebag. Just because the point is, that's what I was going to say. The point is, your credentials doesn't make you a good and honest person. It just makes you a person with credentials. That's all it does. Okay. Someone's paying you somewhere. You get paid. Everyone get paid. Okay. Everyone gets paid. So whatever you say, I don't care. Okay. Just because you spout off some nonsense and you've got a credential doesn't mean that I should listen to that nonsense. Okay. It's done. It's done. The world has turned and left you there. That's the title. Thank you. It has, though. Like, it's over. Right? You never read The Boy That Cried Wolf. You didn't read it. You should have read this years ago. It was in primary school. You cried wolf so many times, and then you're going, well, there's a wolf. No, we don't care. I don't care if even there is a wolf. It's too late. Too late. We're done. We are done. But I promise I can change. We're done. It's over for you. We're done. I don't care. Pay for your check mark. Don't have your check mark. Makes no difference to me. Because it is a psychological thing. Look at the check mark. And once you know that anyone can have it, it does rebalance the power. Then you're not blinded by this symbol because you take the power away from the symbol. You know, like the swastika. You know, I think one of the silliest things they did in Germany, in my opinion, is they banned the use of the swastika. It's illegal to have a swastika anywhere, which kind of still empowers it because it makes it a really naughty symbol. They gave way too much power to the swastika, and the swastika didn't even belong to the Nazis. You get swastikas, in Buddhist temples and Hindu temples too. There's swastikas. It's got a very long history, longer than Nazism ever will have. Well, you'd hope so, anyway. You gave too much power to the symbol. Taking powers away from symbols like that is good. It's good. Because now you're just going to look, instead of looking at, because people will look at what they say and then look, oh, well, they've got a check mark, so therefore that must be okay. No. Either everyone has a check mark or no one has a check mark, and therefore it's an equal playing field. Then you can look at what they say and then dig a little deeper. You don't get this stamp of authority because people with blue check marks, like you could be a physicist, fine, but then you're going to be commenting on foreign policy in Ukraine. Just because you're a physicist doesn't mean you know anything about Ukraine. But people look at the check mark going, well, he's got a check mark. He must know what he's talking about. No, he doesn't. He's a physicist. He's not an expert on foreign affairs. Okay? It blinds you. And therefore, what has been done is good. Now, is this going to change the fact that Twitter is a hellhole? A place where you shouldn't have conversations? No, I don't think it's going to. I mean, who knows what plans he has? But how you can change that, I don't know. That's like a human nature thing. I don't see. I mean, I don't know, but I don't see much hope for that. Because, I made the mistake of just getting it into, because you can just get into it. You can just get into it with people and be like, yeah, come on. Like, you can really just get into it. And this is what happened to me the other day. I'll show you. This is quite funny as well. Because usually I'm just doing jokes, I'm just more about jokes. And what I did was make the mistake of actually properly engaging with someone instead of just treating it as this just a place to wind people up and make jokes. Because then it's good, then it's fun. But if you go beyond that, as far as I'm concerned, it's totally pointless. I follow some people who spend all their days, all their waking minutes, just getting into it with people on Twitter. It's like the worst place to get into it with anybody. Snapchat's a better place. I don't use Snapchat, but I think that'd be a better place because you just send videos going, yeah, what you say about my mum? You know, like this. I'll show you. So, you know, I get suggested things and then I like to go, no. So this woman, Lisa, Safe Ed for all. I don't know who this douche nugget is. Clean air and quality masks. COVID is not over. Adapt or die. No DMs. It's Twitter, not Tinder. COVID idiots, Brexiteers, and spelling police blocked. Now, as you can see off the bat, that this is a charming lady. The kind of woman you should take home to mother. You know, if your mother's a scumbag right now, she says, honest to God, I'm sick to the back teeth of COVID. But that doesn't. And well, why are you done double space like that? You think you're writing an article? An article? But that, you know, like, but that doesn't mean me or my family, my family and I, you illiterate hoe. Me or my family will stop masking indoors. Just wish everyone else would catch up. Well, first of all, that's cultural appropriation. I don't agree with it. Second of all, it's like, you know, the douchebags that mask up with their families that mask up at home. I mean, it's the worst kind of family, isn't it? Isn't that a terrible family? You know, I'd rather hang out with Fred West family, and they're all buried in the walls. This woman's crazy. So I just put enjoy fear because that's basically what it is. You're enjoying fear. Have fun with fear, living in fear for the rest of your life. Enjoy. You know, someone quoted something really amazing and said, I've never seen so many people so desperate to stop living. literally stopping living because of this virus. Like, and it's true. And it's like, all right, wear a mask indoors, you know, enjoy fear. And she goes, now, I think the way she said it's like, enjoy reality. She thinks that's a comeback. And look how many likes she got. 25. Which made me worried. I was like, I kept getting notifications of all these likes. None of them for me. They were for her. Oh, I got 2. But she got 25. And I was like, wow. Which makes it scary. Maybe she got more followers than me. How many followers has this delightful slut got? Oh, all right, yeah. Well, 39. Look at this person. 39,000 followers, and she follows 20,000. She's a follow back hoe, man. Of course. Of course. Look at this. She's got a picture of a grave. Mild. With a picture of a graveyard. Well, that's not a COVID grave. Mild. This person is consumed by fear. Mild. Yes. Like mild. Like, yeah. I don't think she's had it. Like, I've had it. I think I've got it again. Right now. I just haven't tested. It's mild. I feel mild. Sure, it's not mild for everybody, but a lot of things aren't mild for everybody. This is why they say man flu, don't they? Do you know? Because it's like, all right, it's only a mild bit of flu. No, it's killing me. You know, man flu. Like, mild. And for the most part, I mean, what do you like, what do you want from me? You know, a cold will kill an, you know, the common cold, flu, a cough, these things will kill immunocompromised people, of course. That's like when HIV turns to AIDS, it becomes so dangerous because your immune system literally can't hack nothing. So, like, look, the data has been available for years now. This is, people are making out like this has only been going on for, like, in their brains, this is a couple of months. For years, the data has been available for everyone to see. Go look at it. The data was always available. So you can look, I got a pen in my hand because I mean business. Right? The data was, if you point with a pen, they teach you this. It's like, you point the pen to your mouth and then to the contract. Yes, anyone will sign the contract. But the data's been available for ages. Go look at it. Okay. Enjoy reality. And this is the funniest thing, is her saying, like, enjoy reality. It's like, yeah, I am. because I am in reality. The reality is it's over. Everyone's getting on with it. There are no mask mandates. There are no social. All of it's gone. It's gone. It's over. It's over. That's called the reality. The other reality is about all the other things that you need to look at. That's the reality. We are living in reality. It's called getting on with it. That's the reality. And even so, like way back when, even in the beginning of the pandemic, people really didn't know what much was going on. I remember watching a video by a guy who said, "Look, it's here with us. We're not going to get rid of it." And it wasn't one of these doom and gloom merchants. It was a very matter of fact guy who used science about virology, and he was like, "Look, we have to accept this is going to be with us forever now, and that's something we have to accept and something we have to adapt to. We've adapted to it. This is it. Okay, we're doing all the things have been. This was always going to be how it was. Living with it. That's reality. I understand the reality. I understand that I can't just live my life like a hermit. Everyone's out there. Like, I'm going to go out later. Everyone's out there. Like, you wouldn't even know it happened. That's reality. The world has turned and left you behind. Just like when on the flip side, people like, I don't want to do, COVID. Look, the world has changed. We've got to deal with it now. Well, the world's changed again. Now you've got to deal with it. Now it's your turn to deal with it. Deal with it. Like, this is just a victim of abuse. Like, just consumed by fear. It's like, what do you think is going to happen to you? Like, I don't know. Interesting. I am. No mask, no vaccine, out in public, breathing with other humans, no problems. Able to view this tweet because this account limits who can view their tweets. What? Because there was a reply. So have I been blocked? I can't have been blocked. Have I? No. Can I follow? Unfollow. I don't know why that is, but there was another to and fro. I can't remember, but I remember I was like, look, you do realize, I said, well, what's the solution? You just gonna mask up and you want you want mandates and masks indefinitely, like, and then I said, do you think COVID-19 is going to go away? And she wrote, no. And then I said, what is wrong with your brain? And that's been deleted. And look, this person. So as you can see, this person is blocked. It's blocked me. Yo, Kunji, what up, man? How's it going? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. I've been blocked. Is that I've never been? I don't think I've been blocked before, or maybe I have. I don't use it that much, but like I got blocked. So now it's just me talking to myself. Here I am on Twitter talking to myself. This douche nugget blocked, which is quite funny because he was saying, I just wanted to have a serious discussion about this, and you're just being facetious. And you weren't, and he's like, you're evading the questions. It's like, bro, because I don't want to, like, I'm not on here to have a debate. I don't give a fuck. There is no debate. There's no debate. Move on. There's no debate. It's like people like you who are consumed by fear infringe upon me. You've made the world a worse place. There's so many people have died because of this bullshit, and you people perpetuate it. Like, I understand. I have empathy for people who are consumed by fear. Yeah, it's very hard not to have had your brain messed with the amount of messaging that was going on during the whole period. I totally get that, and I have empathy. But the fact is, if you cannot undo the damage, then you are a danger to me, and therefore stay the fuck away from me. I don't want to engage with you. There's, as long as you go live the way you want to live. You don't want to leave the house, cool. You want to wear masks on your own in your car? Up to you. Cool. But stay out my way. Like, I'm done with it. Don't come near me. Just stay away from me. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Just stay away from me. It's like someone you don't like. There are some people who are antagonistic and they just like to go, oh, there's that guy I hate. I'm gonna go stand next to him. It's like, why? Just avoid them. You can avoid people. You know, I've been in social groups where I've fallen out with someone and I've been in the same situation as them for years. And I've never addressed them because it's like, I don't want to. You know, during lockdowns in Vietnam, I fell out with one of my neighbors big time. And my friend says to me, look, this is not the time to be falling out with each other. You're literally stuck in each other. It's like, no, it's cool. I just won't talk to him. And I didn't. I wouldn't address what he said. Nothing. I just didn't talk. And it was fine. I don't want to speak to you. You know, speaking to you is bad for me. It doesn't make me feel good. So therefore, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to shove razor blades in my eyes just because I'm stuck in a building with razor blades. That's a weird analogy. Or is it a good one? Who knows? I like it though. Cool. So I said, I think he said something like, so what is the solution for people that are less fortunate than you? And I was like, well, you have no idea about me. Like, I could be immunocompromised, like whatever. So I said, well, define what counts as less fortunate than me. And then I think, you know, and then he said people are immunocompromised and there's people. I said, I caught COVID and I live abroad. What exactly is the plan? To keep masking up and restrictions imposed upon all until the end of time? And he said, no. He's like, well, what's the alternative? To let it spread and mutate? I think is what he said. And I said, the alternative, it will always spread and mutate. How on earth do you propose stopping nature from doing what it always does? And then he compared it to HIV. They have to take my word for it. He's blocked me. There's not a lot I can do. He said, people are saying this is like the AIDS pandemic of the 80s. And I was like, what? And that's where I lost it. And that's where I said, he lost me. Like, you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, are you, pal? And then he said I was being facetious. So then I said, go on then. How are COVID and HIV the same? And then he said, okay. He said, well, obviously they're not the same. And then I said, well, so why did you compare them? And then he must have blocked me. And fair play to him. Maybe he just did the walk of shame. Was like, do you know what? I'm just going to leave this situation. Maybe that's what he was like. I just need to leave this situation. I've made myself look like a right prick. Oh, who knows? I can't speak for him. But it's just so funny. Like people comparing COVID to HIV and like mask wearing to wearing condoms. And like, do you know how insane you are when you say it? And literally, what you have to explain it is like, look, okay, this isn't even apples and oranges. This is apples and tiger blood. This is not the same thing. Condoms and masks. And I'll say this because look, think about it. Let's make me bigger. Think about it. Think about it. Now, despite the mask debate, blah, 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 it's not even worth having. It's been going on for too long. Oh, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, wear a mask, don't wear a mask. This mask works, that mask doesn't. Blah, 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 blah. Now, whatever you choose to believe or whatever, blah, 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 blah. One of the factors is that even with the research in masks, it's like the percentage of how much it reduces stuff is in the low percentages. Condoms are way up in the high percentages of efficiency. Condoms there's also a standard. There's trading standards about the production of condoms and their effectiveness. Go get a pack of condoms and have a look at what it says. There's a standard for condoms because it is a medical device. Even if it's one that, you know, is shaped like a minion and lemon flavor, it's still technically a medical device, no matter how silly it is. It's a medical device. Now go get your masks out. Not all masks are the same, but condoms, whether the cheapest, have to follow a certain standard for condoms. There's a standard. There is a standard for condoms. Is there for masks? Is there the approved masks or they're not approved masks? Because they're like, oh, you should wear an N95. No, you shouldn't wear a cloth mask. Blah, blah, blah. There's not even a standard. There's not even. Well, we're in now 2022, 3 years on. There's not a standard. And you want to go compare condoms to masks. Mr. I trust medical science and all that palaver. Really? Well, where's the standard? Show me the standard. Is there a standard? Oh, I don't. If there's a standard, show it to me. Fair enough. But I haven't seen one. Go look at a box of them. Go get your box of masks and see what it says. Compare it to your condoms. Right? In fact, just go wear a condom on your face. What I will say about the mask wearing thing, in the beginning, if you remember, especially in the UK, was a big deal, was toilet roll. Do you remember the toilet roll memes? The one that said, oh, I'm afraid you've caught COVID-19, sir. It's like, that can't be possible. I've just bought 800 packs of loo roll. The jokes about toilet roll. And we're like, why are people buying toilet roll? And then there's psychologists came forward and they said, well, it's the association with control and cleanliness. People feel that if they have plenty of toilet roll, they're gaining back some sort of control. Toilet roll. Psychological device for regaining control of a situation that's beyond your control. The toilet roll got replaced with masks because no one was masking up. Now you got white British people wearing masks. That's crazy. I was in the cinema last weekend. Or was it the weekend? Weekend before last with my girlfriend. And then the white boy and a Thai girl walked in. White boy wearing a mask. Thai girl wasn't wearing a mask. I was like, what the flip? See, I didn't say fuck again. Impressive. I was like, what the flippity fuck? What kind of future have we carved out for ourselves where the European is wearing the mask and the Asian isn't? What is this future we created? Cultural appropriation, that's what it is. It's a disgrace. It's got to stop. But anyway, you know what I mean? I was like, wow, that's crazy. I was like, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I've been out here smooching broads in the club, potting bottles, taking about as many precautions as no one ever took because I haven't taken any. Okay. My parents have got friends who barely left the house. They don't even shake hands no more. They're masked up. They got 1,500 Pfizer jabs in their face. They caught COVID. They caught COVID. I caught COVID. You're going to get it. Reality is here. Because this guy as well on this guy on Twitter was like, oh, well, what do you think it just should keep mutating? Well, as far as I know, it's mutated into something that's less deadly than the last thing for the majority of people. I can't speak for, people who are immunocompromised, but there's plenty of things that will kill them too. What do you want? Just be responsible, okay? You live your life, all right? I'm not going to go feel unwell and go cough on my elderly mother. Okay? But I'm also not going to stop living life. Get on with life. If you want to live in fear for the rest of your life, I'm sad for you, but like I said, it's not going to stop me, okay? Just, what can I do for you? There's nothing I can do for you. Nothing I can say is going to ease your mind. So, enjoy reality. Your reality sucks. Mine rules. That's what I got to say to that hoe bag. Anyway, what are you saying? Same Thai girl is smart enough to carry a condom in case the idiot forgets it. Exactly. There ain't no Thai hoe. So I don't mean to use such derogatory term. There's no self-respecting Thai girl turning up for some boom boom without being armed with a condom. Masks, some do, some don't. All right. And also, an airborne virus compared to one that's spread by blood, is just what comparison? Why are you trying to make comparisons again? So the word, so I got congestion, so my ears keep Oh, I got a popper, man. Oh, shit. So what's the moral of the story? Don't get into it with people on Twitter. It's just completely pointless. It's pointless. There's no point to it. You know, it's like trying to explain economics to a toaster. It's just pointless, isn't it? So what else is going down in Funky Town? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me what's going on. I've seen this article, actually. Where's the article gone? Oh, what? Has it gone? Oh no, where's that gone? This thing refreshed itself. I had it set up. It's refresh. Why did that do that? Cameras. Okay. Feed burst. Yeah, the Met Police beauty queen. Have you right? Just a bit of context, pretext. Just the setup for what I'm about to show you. It's just the whole concept of a hot policewoman. All right, this is what we're talking about here. Just because this reminded me, when I was living in Camberwell, and I remember we were walking down Camberwell New Road or Walworth Road. Well, when Walworth Road becomes Camberwell New Road, it was around there. There was a couple of boys being stopped and frisked, and there was this policewoman with the full stab-proof vest, but you could still see that there was packaging. There was meat underneath that thing. I was like, whoa! And I can't remember. It was dark, but it wasn't dark enough to conceal her beauty. But I think she was either Indian or Latin American, because a lot of Latin Americans around the area. So she could be, I don't know, but she was smoking hot. I remember me and my friend just going, yo, should we just start acting suspiciously so we get frisked too? You know, hot enough to get arrested, I'd say. To go, fuck it, this is a good way to get the knower. You know, I don't know how inappropriate you can be in an interrogation, and it is an interrogation. Police say, oh, we're going to bring you in for questioning. Don't let them mess up your mind with their words. It's an interrogation. And I don't know if you can, like, go, you know, if it's the best way to start dating a policewoman. And then again, it's the whole thing that she is police and she might be brain dead. But she was super hot. And then I saw this article about another super hot policewoman, and it just inspired me. What are you saying? Did you read about the South Korean Halloween stampede? That should have been a priority, not Damas. Yeah. Yeah, they're all masked up as well. Oh, we shouldn't laugh about that. But yeah, they're all masked up, just acting like fools. This is the thing, because this is what they're saying, is this is the first time a lot of people have been allowed to, like, revel like that. They were fucking starved. They didn't know how to act properly in public anymore. They're like, oh, we've been locked up for so long. I mean, you can attribute that to COVID too, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, there's your facts. Fact check that. Yeah, fucking fact checkity checker, right? Anyway, check out this hot policewoman because it's cool as fuck. But she's not just a hot policewoman. She's older and she's naughty. She's a naughty, hot MILF. I don't really like the term MILF, but we'll use it just this once for fun. Check this woman out. So, where's the picture of her? You know, check her out, man. She's a policewoman. Well, she was. Yeah, bruv, look at the state of it. I think she's definitely had some work done on her lips. That's my... Now, let's see what it says. She is 50-something. She's 47. Now, right, now you can tell, obviously, the close-up Yes, obviously there is something going on with Older, but look at it. And she's a naughty policewoman too. She's the best kind of police. She's naughty. Right. Met Police beauty queen is thrown out of the force after being arrested for dealing Class A drugs. So Razvinder Agalio was arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to supply drugs. Police found Class A drugs, a cannabis farm, and large amounts of cash. She was going in super hard. XPC was not charged with drug offense, but found to have breached standards. I don't know what is that then. What? She was an officer for 20 years. She was smoking hot. Can you just lay out the basic facts? Well, she was a decorated officer for 20 years. She was found with drugs. She was smoking hot. That's what I'd like to see in the press conference. I mean, she was the most smoking hot policewoman we've ever had. Don't expect all Met Police to look like this. They raided a house in 2020. They found Class A drugs, drug paraphernalia, a large quantity of cash. This is items including body armor belonging to her, a set of handcuffs, items of uniform, and a set of case papers. Like, could you imagine? Go party with her handcuffs, her body armor, her drugs. Like, this is a fun girl to hang out with. This is what I'm saying. She's not your average policewoman. She's smoking hot, and she's fun. Police aren't supposed to be like that. They're just not. The married mother of 3 takes part in beauty pageants, claims to be a fitness instructor, and said she dreams of being cast in film or TV. Yeah, pornos like. So just a little story about me. I have been a police officer for 17 years. Get told you're so glamorous by colleagues to the point where I feel I should be doing a more creative role. And that creative role is apparently selling drugs. Yeah, good. You know? Let's say this smoking hot policewoman. Sure. But she didn't get charged. Why? What happened? I'm a type of woman who likes taking pride in my appearance and putting my face on every morning, which really motivates me for the day. The former PC, who was based in the Met's Central West Command Unit, was not charged with drug offences, but was found to have breached the Met's standards of professional behaviour. The misconduct panel also found she breached the force's standards of respect, of honesty, and integrity. Imagine the police having that. What they've got a honesty. This is crazy. That's the funniest thing I've read. The force's standards of honesty, integrity, and integrity. That's crazy. The police have some standards about honesty and integrity. That's crazy. Are you fucking sure? Are you sure about that? Anyway, let's say. The misconduct panel also found that she breached the force's standards on respect of honesty, integrity, blah, 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 blah. This smoking hot policewoman. But why didn't she get charged? What happened? This isn't very clear, is it? Like, this is not so clear. Wow. It's like you expect it to be clear, but just a little bit. This officer's actions were a gross breach of the trust afforded them by the people of London. We are determined to get rid of any officer who fails to meet our standards and ensure that they never work in law enforcement again. So they raided... What happened? They raided a house and they found all this stuff. But yet they don't go into why she wasn't charged. So... Is it her? The smoking hot policewoman. It's just like one of those surprising things. Like, one time, what are you saying? Maybe the superintendent just wanted to check out her house. Yeah, right. Sniff her panties. Well, you would, wouldn't you? We need to give her panties a sniff. No, of course not. Sniff her tampons. But it's just surprising when you see certain smoking hot people and you think, you're too smoking hot to be doing this job. Why are you doing it? Now, it's different in certain countries, in some countries you do get smoking hot cleaners, smoking hot police. You know what I mean? In certain countries, developing nations, we haven't got as many opportunities. But in the West, you just, you're spoiled for choice for opportunities. You don't need to be cleaning toilets when you're smoking hot, or being a police or a bus driver. I remember seeing a smoking hot bus driver one time. I'll tell you the exact route bus. It's the P5. P5 in South London. Now, the P5 is one of those, not a double-decker bus or a bendy bus, but one of those little local buses that go around the estates, the windy routes. It's not, And I got the P5 on Long Lane, London Bridge. See, I remember all the details. I lived just off Long Lane. I don't know why I was getting the bus on Long Lane. I was lazy that day because usually I walk. And I remember just walking on the bus, and I just saw her, the smoking hot bus driver, and she must have seen it in my face because I was like, that was my face. I was like, fuck. I was like, what the fuck? You've never seen a smoking. You rarely see women bus drivers, let alone a smoking hot one. And the first thought that came to my head is like, why the fuck are you driving a bus? You should be dancing on a pole. No, let's not be vulgar. Dancing on my dick. No, sorry. I'm being gross. I'm sorry. The smoking hot driver. Literally, as soon as I said dancing on my dick, lost 2 viewers. Did you think you came to some sort of serious place? But it is just one of those. It's just one of those weird anomalies where you think, I don't know what it is about the human condition that makes people just feel like, it's a smoking hot person, and you're like, oh, why are you doing a normal job? You're smoking hot. You should be doing smoking hot things. Like, I'm not sure what smoking hot things are, but you should be doing smoking hot things for smoking hot people, not cleaning toilets. When I worked in Mallorca, this resort, I was teaching DJing to little kids. That's right, I did that as a job for a little bit. The cleaning girl I was just in love with her. My God, she was so fine, and she was the cleaner. The finest cleaner you've ever seen. She was just so... I was like, you're a cleaner, though. You should be out here cleaning my dick. No, Jesus, sorry. I've given up masturbation, so it's just a bit... I'm a bit pumped. Not for No Nut November. I don't believe in following trends. It's something I recently did. I only bust a nut in the misses. Or if I get too much of a vigorous dry hump in the club. Now, it's like, you're smoking hot. Why are you a cleaner when you're smoking hot? It just feels like it should be illegal. It just doesn't make sense. You're smoking hot. Especially, so let's compare it like this. Have you looked at the state of Instagram and OnlyFans, right? I don't go on OnlyFans, but Instagram and TikTok are like the funnel to OnlyFans. Have you seen the state of some people that are flogging their pussy on these platforms? Have you seen how rotten a lot of them are? They're fives, but they've got a real... I love fat asses and big breasts, okay? But literally that's all they got. And admittedly, I would go there because I am a freaking sexual deviant, okay? I'm guided by bad impulses. I used to smoke crack, for God's sake. I'm not the barometer of what's right. But what I'm saying is, this doesn't make sense. You got every hoe and sundry, she's a 5, she's on OnlyFans, she's getting her ass out and clapping it on Instagram. She's a fucking 5. In Mallorca, this girl was a 10. And she's not my 10, she's everybody's 10. She's a 10. She cleaning toilets? Earning how much? And you got some busted Bruce with her buck teeth clapping her cellulite all over the Instagrams, and she getting paid. Who is the justice? What the fuck is that all about? That's crazy. Anyway, what you say? Are you on the semen retention, the spiritual power grind? Yo, Kanji, you can't share links. I'm saying like, Restream blocks them. Restream blocks links. I did it for anti-spam protection because you always get bigfollows.com trying to share links. I'm on the semen retention, the spiritual power crying. Sort of. I just started looking into just the psychology and the neuroscience behind it, and I have done this kind of thing before, but I was like, it has given me. It does increase your energy, and now I'm on this kind of. It's like perpetual foreplay. That's how it. Honestly, it's like that. It's like perpetual foreplay. But I've taken it up a notch. Okay. Now I don't look at porn, but I do go to the clubs where the ladies is naked. Okay. And then they come over and I buy them a drink and then they start dancing for me. And I'm taking it, I'm pushing it to the limit of like, yeah, I'm pushing it. Yeah. And then I told my missus, I said, look, you have to just fuck me because I'm not doing it myself anymore. So you have to. I haven't seen her since fucking Tuesday. Haven't seen her since Tuesday, but then I haven't messaged her, so it's probably my fault. Yeah, I was sharing a Vice video of a 69-year-old doing OnlyFans making 200K. Yeah, exactly, some busted old 60-year-old making cash. The woman of my dreams at that time in Mallorca, the smoking hot cleaner. And would I want her on OnlyFans? No, it just doesn't seem right, does it? It doesn't seem right. You can go out around here. Like, the thing is about here is, there are loads of hot women who you can just pay to have sex with. Okay, but there's also a lot who aren't hot and people are paying to have sex with them. This world is fucking loopy. The world's messed up. You go, oh, I'm sure they got a great personality. Well, what personality? What are you talking about? You're not going to know the real them. Like, what are you talking about? You can't know them. I guess you have to kind of be more fun. I don't know what we're talking about. We're being very foul right now. Let's move on to spirituality. Shalom. Don't even know what I just said. But it's just like, doesn't it seem unjust? I do actually know there's a couple of girls I know who got OnlyFans, and they ain't making bank. I think I've heard this point made before that top tier people will be making 200K a year, millions a year, so forth. But like out of it's like any other entertainment industry thing. Like the porn industry is notoriously isn't that well paid. And OnlyFans is like a different level. It's like a whole new problem. But for everyone who's making 200K, you've got a hell of a lot of women out there who've like just bared all and done God knows what on video, and it's there forever, embedded into the dark trails of the internet for all to see, because there's always a way to see, even if there's a paywall. And they've made £10 a month. Was it worth it? Probably not. Probably not. They make a lot mainly through custom videos because they charge. Yeah, it is about the custom videos. Yeah, that's part of the that's part of the problematic thing of it, because they call it bespoke porn. Bespoke porn is specialized porn that you get made to order, and a lot of, from what I understand it, a lot of porn production companies, after Pornhub and Xvideo and all this stuff came about, the only way to make money was you had to change the industry. Same way the music industry had to adapt, the porn industry had to adapt to two of the most heavily hit industries in the internet age, because of free file sharing. So bespoke came the thing, but then that takes things up another level of because that's like it's your ultimate fantasy. you know, that's your the sexiest ultimate fantasy. Now, some of you may be in, you know, I've been in relationships. I'm not like these days. I don't really care for like playing out my fantasies, to be honest with you, because they're in my head. I got a vivid imagination. You know, I had one bizarre fantasy where I'd just line up all my ex-girlfriends and kill them. No, I'm sorry. What the fuck is wrong with me? I wouldn't kill them. Just making jokes. But, you know, like, I'm not too bothered about reenacting my fantasies, but I have been, you know, lucky enough to be in a relationship with, well, a person I don't really like, but, you know, to be able to be with someone who's willing to like participate and let me act out my wildest fantasies. Okay. But if I'm not with someone who's willing to do that, it's like, okay, like life goes on. It's not something that I need to do. But you know, without any medical training, what do I know? But, you know, paying someone to act out your biggest fantasy, and you've never been, especially if you've never known someone or been with someone who's willing to participate in your major fantasies, and then you can go pay a girl on video to do it, is a bit different. This is what I'm saying. It's like there's a big difference between paying a girl money online and feeling like you've got a connection to them. There's a big difference between that and paying for sex, because then at least you're touched. Like there's a different chemical reaction when you touch someone. It's proven. It's science. Oh, all the ones who love science. Like when you hug someone, when you fuck, like it produces a chemical reaction that you cannot replicate through masturbation, and you cannot replicate it through video. So even do you know what I mean? OnlyFans is like the most unhealthy version of paying for gratification. If you're going to pay for gratification, go get a hooker, because it's probably cheaper. I keep saying this. It's like, why are you doing that to yourself? At least then you have some sort of human connection. There's a human connection there. You're feeling someone. You're actually feeling flesh. And that produces something in your head. It's called neuroscience. Look it up. All right. Yeah, I know of ManyVids website. I was selling custom taboo porn. Still pretty big, but it's mainly porn film productions dominating. Yeah. Paying someone to act out your biggest fantasy is like, if you're acting out your fantasy and it's with someone you're in a relationship with, or someone you know at least who's up for it, it's just different. It's different. There's a barrier here. No matter how much they try and trick you into the metaverse or whatever, your brain knows. Your brain knows better than the back of your brain knows better than the front of your brain, whichever way you want to describe it. It knows. This is why when we see CGI, we know straight away, go, well, that's not real. Right? Your brain knows. But your brain knows. It's like your brain knows. Your brain knows when you're whacking off, and the brain knows when someone else is whacking you off. It knows. It's not the same. It's like, I know I'm doing this to myself. Oh, she's doing it to me. Woo! Your brain knows, and your brain acts accordingly. Like, this is. I'm not going to go into the deep dark hole of the dangers of pornography and all this kind of thing, but like the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, this is not good. This is pretty bad. this is bad. And even in my case, like going to like go-go clubs and seeing girls that like just prancing around half naked and grinding, and I have to refrain myself from going. Am I going later? Yes, but it is addictive. That's addictive. But at least they're in the fucking room. You can smell them. You know, you can hear them, and that's what stops you there. It's like when you can smell and hear them. You know, in an actual room, you're like, oh, okay, it's squawking. It's not quite as hot. But you know, it's even then, it's like you have to say, yeah, I'm not going to go do that tonight. That shit becomes addictive. It all becomes addictive. You know, I've like been messing around with addictive things for years. All right, and I can hand on my heart tell you, like it's very similar. It's very similar. The pursuit of crack is similar to the pursuit of pussy for the gratification of it, for gratification reasons. Is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like just wanting to bust a nut. I'm not talking about wanting to like have intimacy, you know. And I know for a fact from like when I was younger, like and still to a degree, certain degrees, but like all seriousness, I would look at I got into relationships with women purely based on sexual reasons. I was in a relationship with a girl who I like literally I hated her. I'm not going to go real deep into the whole thing, but it was literally like body wise, and she was willing to do anything like sex, you know, she was indulgent. I was fueled by sexual desire. Nothing deeper than that. It didn't go any deeper than that. Hand on my heart, that's 100% truth. And I look back on that and think my like dealings with her is like no different to my dealings with cocaine, crack cocaine, Xanax, Valium, Tramadol. I don't. It's just gratification. It's just like you know, I'm just pursuing hits, constant spikes of dopamine, just going bow, 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 bow. Not anything deeper than that. Nothing deeper. So I don't really differentiate between the two. So you know, when I make these, like I've made these analogies, or you know, when I've compared OnlyFans girls to crack dealers, like I'm kind of being for comical effect, it's good, but I'm being kind of serious too. When I said before, like, don't hate the player, hate the game. It's like, nah, you can still hate the player. Like, I don't go play on player to a fucking crack dealer. All right, I don't. All right. That's my honest opinion. Like, well, you know, it's like, oh, you know, people like to watch porn. It's like, yeah, well, contribute to it if you want, but you might be big of a part of a bigger problem. You might be. I'm not saying this as some sort of as from an air. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to be judgmental. You know, I don't really judge anybody. I think everyone. Well, I do, but you know, everyone's a piece of shit anyway. I'm a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. We're all pieces of shit. We're also great. Like, I don't go for the no one's better than no one else. Like, come on, but like, you know, I'm not trying to be sort of the holier than thou type person. I just understand stuff, all right, and I know what I see, and I have my opinion, and I have experiences. I know how my brain works, and I have people's. You know, I know. I'll call it out as I see it, and that's the way I see it. I know the urge. I know what the urge to want to smoke crack feels like. I know the urge to want to literally spank a girl's ass feels like. Right? I'm not spanking a girl's ass because it's like, oh, I love you. Do you know what I'm saying? If I want to if I want a girl to come grind her fat ass on me, okay, it's not because I'm just trying to deep dive into your inner soul. It's gratification. It's pure it's pure indulgence. You know, now you can get a rare occasion, you know, if you're just like, I don't know. Like I remember with some girl, I remember just sucking her tits for like probably about 40 minutes. And she was like, she said, do you want me to leave you two alone? Because she was like, some girls, you know, some girls are into certain things and they enjoy you just being selfish, but some people don't. you know, and it's like, oh yeah, you're not like she's getting nothing out of this. I didn't care. It's like I'm just here for your tits. You can leave if you want. Do you know what I mean? That's gratification. That's just not really. That's not the meeting. That's not the coming together of two people and enjoying each other. That's you just using something, like you're using a girl like a crack pipe. Does that make sense? You are just chasing dragons, okay? Or chasing nuts. You're chasing dragons with nuts in their mouth, or something like that. You're busting nuts and chasing dragons. So, you know, it's more feral and nebulous. I can say it's a symptom of passed on trauma that keeps us addicted. Oh my God, you're going way too deep for a Saturday. I don't know, whatever it is. It's just, it's not, it's unhealthy. Hands down, it is unhealthy. It is. I know who I am. I know what I was. I know the thresholds I crossed that I shouldn't have done. You know, I know all these things, and I know, and I can connect them all together, and I can put them all in a box of going, no, not good. And again, I'm sorry if those have overlap, but you go for like you're selling your pussy on OnlyFans. I got no. Listen up. I got more respect and love for people who sell their bodies, and you know, for people work in the actual sex industry, for prostitution, for the various, than I do for OnlyFans girls. 100%. You're selling a fucking illusion, really. You're selling an illusion. I don't know. I'm not going to go more deep into it, and I don't want to go deeper into it without thinking about it more. You know. It's something I do think about. I'm like, this is interesting. This is interesting. It is a hot topic. You know, men being broken by OnlyFans and so forth. And the incels. Oh, have you seen any incels? Call this number. Please keep an eye out for incels on the London. Is that the future we're headed for? We're on the London Underground, and like they make an announcement. You know, when they say any baggage that's been left that's unattended baggage. Have you seen any unattended incels on the Victoria line? Please keep an eye out for unattended incels. I don't know what the future holds. Incel army. The incels, what are they? Like fucking work for Vladimir Putin or something? It's like, why have you got a Ukraine flag in your bio? Because he wants to stop Vladimir Putin and his incels. I want to stop the incels from killing all the Black Lives Matter people. Or whatever rhetoric it is you want. Yeah. Symptoms of passed down traumas. We could go real deep, couldn't we? But we're not actually going to. Hold tight. Now, I'm going to continue for a bit more. But if I am to continue, I need to do a toilet. Okay. I just want to be, transparent and clear that I need to go do a toilet. Okay. I just want to make sure you understand that I want to go do a toilet. Okay. You know, I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to be caught out lying on a fucking stream. You know, that's not what I'm all about. Yeah, I'm just clicking on something and I think I might yeah, they stretched the incel thing to literal terrorism. Mate, I thought they were going to run with it. They tried so hard to make incels the new Islam in terms of fear of terrorism. And then people are like, nah, like they're like, yo, incels. Oh, remember Al Qaeda? Oh, incels. Like, nah, it just didn't work. They tried, and they epically failed. Failed hard in the paint. Let me right. Whilst I go to the toilet, and we'll carry on for another 20 minutes or so after that, something like that. I'm gonna let you, as I did last week, see one of my old comedy videos whilst I go deal with the functions of nature. How about that? Can I get a hell yeah? Yeah, I don't care. Anyway, this is just to give you some context on this. I tried to come up. I came up with this character idea of and this video idea of doing regular videos as this guy. Right? It was called YouTube Parental Guidance, and basically I was speaking as a father, and I'd just react to video clips of different YouTubers and give critique. It was just like it was a comedy little gimmick thing that I did. I did about 4 or 5 of these videos. These are kind of the last shit I did on the Broken Lantern, and then I left for Thailand, and then I had the intention of keeping it going. I even set up a Twitter account and everything, but then I don't know. I just wanted to do different shit, and I was like, nah, I'm kind of bored of this. Although I do like doing this character. I like doing it. I did really enjoy doing it. Maybe I'll bring it back someday. I don't know. But we got bigger fish. We got bigger fish to fry. We got to stop tyranny. I ain't got time to be clowning around when I'm trying to stop tyranny. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let you have a little gander at this.
Hello, Dad here, the world's most concerned internet parent. Once again, I'm vetting YouTube videos for my 2 young and impressionable children. This week, I've been looking through my darling son Brutus's suggested videos on YouTube to see what's been corrupting his feeble and impressionable 12-year-old mind. I came across a young man called Deji, known as Comedy Shorts Gamer. Apparently, Deji is riding on the coattails of his much more successful and altogether non-weird brother, KSI. Deji has about 8 million subscribers. Apparently that means he must be a very rich young man. And applause to him. I want little Brutus to look up to successful people. But however, I have to dive in and see what the hell's going on with him.
What's up, Tank family? How you doing?
Oh dear, what's wrong with him?
Yo, it's so damn sunny outside. Like, look at me. I don't have to use light for lighting.
There's something a little bit off with this young man. I can't quite place my finger on it. But I do remember a young boy I used to go to school with in the 80s. We used to call him Bark Licker. He had a weird affection for trees.
I am so hungry, and I swear there is nothing in this house. There is absolutely nothing to eat in this house. I'll show you. Look at my fridge. Look, there's greenery. Greenery. Who eats greenery? It's all about candy. There's rice. There's dog food. Dog meat, you know how it is. And there's like hot dogs and stuff.
Definitely something not right with this kid. He doesn't seem to understand what nothing in the fridge really means. I'm growing ever more suspicious of the mental well-being of young Deji.
Look, we have another fridge. We have 2 fridges. We have 2.
He's got another fridge! My. What desperate times you must have when there's only 2 fridges in the house. What is wrong with this young chap? I'm sensing a whiff of the spectrum.
I'm actually gonna leave my house. I know, right? Scary. I'm actually gonna be leaving my house.
Is that wise? Is someone going with you? Is someone looking after this young man?
I'm scared. I'm actually really scared about leaving my house, but I'm gonna do it. I'm a big man, you see. So, my dad's just chilling.
More pieces of the puzzle falling into place. This young man is a millionaire and has a Lamborghini. and yet there is his father lying in what looks like the master bedroom. Now it all makes sense. He's still living with mum and pops. Why would a millionaire still be living with mum and pops at his age? I mean, he looks about 47, but I'd say he's probably in his 20s. Well, usually when you're living with mum and pop still is because you're broke as But if you have a Lamborghini and a millionaire, I would think that you need to be someone who is constantly supervised. Cared for, let's say.
Sorry.
That is the face of a tired man. Tired why? Because of his imbecile son disturbing him with his camera. Look at the weeping behind the eyes. That's the face of a man who worked about 17 jobs when he was in his 20s to pay for his children's future. His poor, tired, disappointed father. He could have had a stockbroker as a son, but instead he has Ruprecht.
No, Ruprecht. Ruprecht, no.
We got Tank in here. I won't. How you doing, Tank?
Don't touch that dog. He doesn't have the awareness or boundaries to support a relationship with an animal.
All right.
You get kidnapped on your way.
You hope I get kidnapped.
Yeah.
Sick. Thanks, then. Plus, it can't be a kidnapping, right? It's called man-napping, mate. I'm a man now.
What a ridiculous statement. You may look like a 57-year-old man, but you're definitely a boy. Do you remember the kids that used to sit at the front of the bus, bothering the bus driver, going, I want to play the bus? Well, that's him, isn't it?
I'm gonna go to the shops. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna find a thing I want to buy. Bring it home and I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna show you what it is. And I had it once, and I literally melted. These are the ones, mate.
Mmm. Cancer burgers.
I'm getting the whole freaking thing. I'm still going. Hey, Tank, look at him. He came to welcome me. Hey, boy, how you doing, Tank? How you doing?
What did I say? Leave that dog alone.
Mate, as you can see, everybody's stocked up on it. Mate.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a millionaire's fridge. If you work hard and make sure your parents care for you because you're a little bit weird, you too can have a fridge full of cancer. I'm sensing that Deji might have the opposite of what dogs have. Dogs often mistaken humans for bigger dogs. I think Deji thinks his dog is perhaps another child, even though he is a 13-year-old in the body of a 79-year-old man. You gotta be careful when you leave kids alone playing with each other, whether it's dog kids or man kids. All kinds of weird stuff can happen. I can't begin to tell you the amount of times I've found random pieces of Lego inside my children. They've literally been Lena Dunham to fuck.
I'm gonna have one now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at... Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ, stop coming! The title of this video is Daniel Bregoli Roasted Me. As I understand, she's called the Cash Me Outside Girl. We're already halfway through, and not once has he mentioned anything about Daniel Bregoli. What kind of videos is this? It's like watching Titanic and the ship only sinks at the very end. Ridiculous. Deji has yet to address his beef with this 14-year-old girl. Because whereas Danielle is 14, my beloved little Charlemagne will be 14 in 2 years. Do I expect some very strange young man who's in the body of an 86-year-old pervert to fiddle around with Lego with my young daughter? If a man can roast a girl on the internet who is 14, he certainly might play a bit of hanky-panky spanky with a little bummy-wummy. And if I find a little Lego Batman up the fucking ring piece of my beloved Charlemagne, we're gonna have a few words. Those words will be, do you believe in Jesus? You're gonna meet him.
A lot of you guys have been asking me, like, what's going on? What's wrong with your mum and stuff?
I've got a wild guess.
Basically, my mum had an operation. She had to get something removed from, like, inside her. So we're gonna check on my mum and see how she's doing.
Jesus Christ, don't bother your mother as well.
You doing, mum? You good?
I'm good.
Look at her. She's literally just been resting a lot. She's feeling good.
Slightly in pain, but I'm getting there.
Is there no end to this relentless bothering from this spectrumized man-baby grandpa with goggly weird eyes?
That's good. You got Daddy keeping her company.
Oh, look at Papa. He is still a tired, broken man.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I don't want Brutus being like that, little fuck.
So, mini side note. So, for those who didn't know, I reacted to Danielle Bregoli's music video.
Finally, he's got to the bloody point of the video. Now, I don't think Brutus should be watching this kind of content. Mainly because Brutus is often occupied by meaningless crap. And for him to spend at least 7.5 minutes waiting to find out what the hell's going on in this video is way too much of his time wasted. I'd much rather Brutus spent his time being a scholar, learning about things, playing in the garden with our beloved dog and not in a weird Lena Dunham way, high-fiving his friends, using his skateboard, and masturbating.
And all that. And honestly, I thought it was shit. I thought it was trash. Side note, she tried roasting me. And I'm gonna read you the tweet. This is what she said to me. Stick to playing video games. That shit was trash.
To be honest, Deji, you're really aiming for low-hanging fruit. I'm not sure I want little Brutus to look up to a man-baby child that has beef on the internet with a 14-year-old girl. And a man that wears glasses like that can only be described as one thing: a creepy playground lurker.
Dang Matt Smith 10 times funnier than you. So like, notice how many likes and stuff she got. Notice how many likes and stuff she got, right? And then this is my response. Shut up, you're clapped. And notice how I got more likes and retweets than her, right?
Ooh, big man. What a mighty victory you've had over this 14-year-old girl on social media. More likes and retweets. You should celebrate. Oh, how your parents must be so proud that you managed to get more retweets than a 14-year-old girl on Twitter. My, oh my. Forget about D-Day celebrations. Forget about Gandhi liberating the people of India without spilling a single drop of blood. Deji Comedy Shorts gamer Ruprecht managed to get more retweets than Danielle Bregoli. Hashtag winner, 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 chicken dinner.
So you know what? This is just a message to Danielle. You're lucky I didn't drop a diss track on you.
Whew, steady on. I thought you and your creepy, rapey-faced brother were going to organise a gang rape on this poor young lady. No, you're going to do something much worse than that. You're going to drop a mediocre diss track. You savage.
I'm saying that now. And you guys, you can tweet this to Danielle. I wanted to see this. You're lucky I'm not doing a diss track on you. Now go do your homework. Do your homework.
Deji, not everyone has a nanny to do their homework for them. Tired nanny.
Your teachers, your mother's gonna spank you.
I've had enough of your sordid, weird fantasies. I don't want little Brutus getting ideas in his head.
And Dr. Phil will do the same. Catch me outside. How about that? Actually, nah. Fuck that. In this video.
I'm not watching any more of this fucking bullshit. I've made up my mind. Little Brutus is not to watch anything by Comedy Shorts Gamer. He's creepy, he has a mental condition, and he's not someone an aspirational young Brutus of 12 years old should be looking up to. In fact, he should be looking down upon him and helping him. Like the brave, poor, tired carers that have been looking after him for God knows how long he's been on this earth. I'm not sure if he's 38, 76, 19 or 22. But he definitely has the mind of an 8-year-old. I don't think he should be something that my little Brutus should be watching on his iPad. And therefore, consider yourself blocked from my son's life, you goggle-eyed, dog-fiddling Lego fucker. Like, subscribe, and stay vigilant. Parents are under attack. Thank you, Wall Street Journal.
Sometimes I forget how fucking mental I am. Like, yo, enough chins, you know. Asian diet definitely gets rid of the chin. If you want to get rid of the double chin, get yourselves on an Asian diet. Come cut the Lego. This one, the Lego. I think what that reminds me of as well. We did used to make a lot of jokes in reference to Lena Dunham. You know, Lena. Do you remember Lena Dunham when she said she was like, I stuck Lego up my little sister when they were kids. It's like, oh. It's like we all do weird stuff, but you know, sometimes just keep it to yourself. Just keep it to yourself, you know. Sometimes it's best to leave some stones unturned. Okay, I should know. Right, Bombacline, you know, as World Cup in 2 weeks. World Cup in 2 weeks. I hope this isn't one of those disappointing World Cups as well. There have been some shit ones. Let's not forget. Let us not forget. But it's just going to all the chat. They're mainly focused on like the gay rights thing. No one seems to be talking about, what about the slavery? That's going down, but no one cares. It's the World Cup, mate. Don't spoil it. We don't want to know about all the politics and shit. We watch football. I don't care about that. I do care about the fact that they're having it in November. It's just so weird to have a World Cup in November. It's not right. It's not right. Okay. I'm sure it breaks some sort of cardinal rule. Isn't this not sacrilegious in some religion? Brazilian Catholicism. All right. We've seen this. This is something that's going on. You see all that out, like, there's mad loads of Albanians. Have you seen this? Like, loads of Albanians. I know this is BBC, so whatever, but why are they coming to the UK and how many have arrived? Have you seen it? So like 2020, 50, 2021, 800, 2022, 12,000. Now, obviously, 2020, this may be kind of misleading because they haven't got 2019, because I don't know if you remember 2020. It was kind of difficult to do shit for a lot of people. So I would imagine. Oh, but then again, I don't know. 12,000. As we know, there's no war in Albania. Albania's I think they're in the EU now. So out of the 12,000, 10,000 were single adult men. This represents 1% of Albania's working age men. 1%. That doesn't seem like that is a lot. Where do people? So look, small borough by nationality. So January to June, Albanians outrank fucking Afghanistan, Iran, and Iraq, Syria, Eritrea. Look at these other countries, right? Except Vietnam. That's an interesting one. Vietnam, but then bear in mind there's a big weed industry. The Vietnamese be running weed, What if they hosted the World Cup in the summer and made them play in 50 degrees? One of the African countries would win, right? Where am I being bit? They would have an advantage. Actually, no. Going back to the World Cup. Let's go back to that topic. Actually, if you last World Cup, Russia. World Cup before then, Brazil. World Cup before that, South Africa. Yeah. South Africa was the first time a European team had won the World Cup outside of Europe. First time. And it was Spain. And, in terms of what countries in Europe are hot, Spain's one of them. Mm-hmm. There is something in that. There is. South American teams generally have won outside of Europe, but they've also won inside of Europe. So we're talking just the three: Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. But predominantly, weirdly, how it went is like European teams win in Europe. South American teams won World Cups outside of Europe. Whereas, we've had like one in Asia, one in Africa, South America, Central and North America. There's something in it, bro. There's something in it. Portugal. What do you mean Portugal as well? When we talk about Portugal, oh yeah, hot ass country. That's true. Look at the hot ass countries: Spain, Portugal, Greece, Turkey. I guess Italy. Yeah, Italy could get hot in the south. All right. See, there is something in that. There is something in that. So it was like Spain were the first team to win win a World Cup that was hosted outside of Europe. So yeah, and Africa's hot, and the Middle East is fucking hot. Now I've only been like full disclosure, flying out to Thailand is the only time I've been to the Middle East. It's just transfers. So I've transferred flights in Qatar. I've been to Qatar, flight transfer, and Oman and Dubai, the UAE. Qatar is hot, and it's hot as fuck. And when I transferred flights, so that was the first time I went to Thailand, 2014, and I flew with Qatar Airways. And when we landed in Qatar, it was night. So like 2 a.m, and we got a bus transfer had to get the bus to get off the airplane, get on the bus, go to the terminal, go to the next, get on the next plane, and just walk in late at night to the bus. It was fucking hot. It was hot, and that was in the summertime. That was May. That was in May. Mid-May. So very close to World Cup time. Hot as a motherfucker. It was hot. It's a good question. If like 20 years ago, so like in the late 90s, early 2000s, Norway had a really good team. You had like the Flo family. So you had Tori Andrew Flo and the other 2 Flows. They were very good. You had Solskjaer. You had there was that other player played for Liverpool. His name escapes me. He was like a winger or something. Like Norway had a really good team. But like Haaland, obviously, he's very good. Now there are some players. We're on the football talk now. Football. Yeah, it's a football stream now, right, Cam? There are like Argentina. Okay, Argentina, 1986 and 1990 were pretty much single-handedly carried by Diego Maradona. Maradona was that good. He was that good. He dragged them into the fight. He dragged them to a World Cup victory, and he dragged them into another final 4 years later. Okay. I think on paper, when England played Argentina in the 1986 World Cup, we were the better team, but we didn't have Maradona, is the thinking behind it. That's why people, like when people look at Pele and Maradona, they always compare those two. And then now they compare Messi and Ronaldo. But like Messi, like you look at Lionel Messi, you look at Pele. Pele played in one of the 1970 World Cup Brazil team are considered to be one of the greatest teams of all time. Okay, because he just eclipses all those other players, as far as I understand it. Whereas Maradona is just Maradona. Messi has played in some good teams, but Messi played it with like most of his successes with Barcelona. And look at those Barcelona teams that he's been part of. Full of superstars. He hasn't single-handedly dragged a mediocre team to fucking glory. Okay. Ronaldo for Brazil, yeah, to an extent. No, because the World Cup winning team in 2002, they had Rivaldo and Ronaldinho, and they still had Roberto Carlos and Cafu, as far as I remember. So they still had, like, their midfield was, as far as I remember, there's no superstars in the midfield, but they did have 3 World Players of the Year up front: Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, and Ronaldo. So yeah, they was good. They was pretty good. Ronaldo is on that level though. Like yeah. But Maradona is just like a different animal. Is Haaland that good? I don't know. He does score a lot of bloody goals. He's got the personality. Like you just need that. Like Steven Gerrard. I'm telling you, when the the Champions League final between AC Milan and Liverpool, you just watching Gerrard play. Like Gerrard made that happen. He just had that ting. It was like, come on! Like when he scored that goal, and then it was all over. It was like, this guy is fucking going for it. He can never do that in England, but he could do it for Liverpool. You know, some people, you know, and Maradona also played like Napoli. Napoli never won nothing until Maradona came, and they retired the number 7 because it's like, yeah, no one's gonna do what this guy did. Like he was literally a one-man band. He was just a fucking a fucking alien. He needs synergy, like Kevin De Bruyne and Foden. If like Haaland is a goal machine, but is he like a Maradona machine? Because Maradona wasn't a goal machine. Like, he didn't score shitloads of goals. He scored a lot, but like much, but he just made shit happen. He's just one of those people. Zidane as well. I put in Zinedine Zidane. You know, like when it came to the pivotal moment, Zidane just does things. The World Cup final, like he hadn't scored in the entire tournament. He was suspended for 2 games. Then he comes to the final and scores 2 goals. And he did a similar thing in Champions League final. You know, he just, it's like when it comes to the big occasion, steps up. God, listen to me like I know about football. I wouldn't say Maradona level because Haaland needs the ball to be in the D. Maradona just, yeah, that's right, yeah. Well, you need to score goals. That's what we're. But yeah, I haven't seen enough of him to see if he can just create something from nothing. I mean, he is pretty phenomenal, and he's got like that personality. He's just one of those big. He's kind of like Maradona in the respect that there's this whole aura. He's got an aura about him already. He's got an aura. You know, he has that aura that's like makes him interesting. Like Eric Cantona. That you could argue like someone like Eric Cantona was pivotal for Man United because that season when he kicked one of our fucking supporters in the face and got rightly suspended for what was it, 6? It was a long time. That's the only. Then they lost the championship. Like Cantona was like a figurehead for Man United in the 90s. He was one of those types of players. Just this everything's built around it. It's this guy. We need this fucking guy. We need this guy. Some teams, I think you can have that guy that makes everything happen. And then in other instances, they pin everything on one guy, but they don't make it happen. They did that with, and we've done that as England. That's happened a lot. They pin all the hopes on Michael Owen, Rooney, Alan Shearer, Beckham. They were doing it with Harry Kane. Whereas now I think they got a team where no one's like above her. Like obviously Harry Kane is like right up here, but then I think they'd be all right without Harry Kane because there's enough talent in the pool. But you know what I mean? They pin they either have a player who is definitely indispensable or they pin too much on a player. And they say, if Rooney's injured, we're fucked. It's like, no, you're fucked with him or without him. You know, with or without the geezer. Just like that, you know what I mean? It's like you shouldn't have everything. It's like women. You shouldn't have everything pinned on one woman. You have at least 5. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. It's being very foul today. I'm ill. I'm on medication. Like Kanye. Don't know what I'm saying. But yeah. football's a weird thing, but football's a cool thing. And this is why I've always used football analogies. Let's get things back on track. This is not a football stream, but look, football is like, has this truth to it, like mathematics. Okay. It's got this honesty to it. It's like you will always do, if you're good and you work hard, you will do well. And you're consistent with it, you will do well. You will ascend infinite mountains in football. Football doesn't give a shit about race. Football doesn't give a shit, despite what they keep trying to say. And I'm adamant about this. They always try to say, this whole thing about kick racism out of football. It's like, what are you talking about? Racism is kind of subjective sometimes, and also like race is it's like sometimes it's an abstract concept. Kick racism out of football, because you know what? Like when it comes to race and nationality in football, people don't give a shit. Not really. And I'll tell you why. No one would care. Let's say, okay, so the spotlight's been on Muslims for 2 decades because of 9/11, and we've been in this post 9/11 world, and the spotlight, Muslims, people got a problem with Muslims. Right? If the most devout Muslim scores the winning goal in the World Cup final for England, no one will give a fuck. No one would care. The most racist person you could ever meet will cry his eyes out, enjoy if a black boy scores the winning goal in a World Cup final. He'll get that geezer tattooed on his arm. He will. I'm telling you, that's the power of it. Football doesn't give a fuck about nothing. Like they tried to do it with the women's team. Go, well, there's a lot of this is overrepresented by white people. It's like the male team is overrepresented by black boys, and no one gives a fuck. No one cares. No one cares. Are they English? Yes. Are they good? Yes. Okay, good. People don't care so much that you have people trying to snatch other players from other countries. They go, well, actually, did you not know his great-great-great-grandmother was from Southend-on-Sea? It's like, oh, shit, get him in the team. That's what happens in football. They're just like, do you spread your allegiance to the flag? I don't give a fuck if he does. Are you playing for us? Yes. Okay, fine. Look at Owen Hargreaves. He played for Wales. Wales under 21s. Born in Canada. Played in Germany. I don't think this guy had ever been to England. Suddenly we go, oh, Owen Hargreaves, England international. It's what always happens. Clinton Morrison. Played for Palace. You don't know who Clinton Morrison is. He's mixed race. He's black. He's black mixed race. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Played for England under 21s. Couldn't get into the England national team. Suddenly discovered his grandmother was Irish. Played for Ireland. No one cared. I'm just going to play for Ireland. I'm Irish now. Good. Welcome. Well, okay. Top of the morning to you. What the fuck did you just say? No one cares. That's what I keep saying about football. No one cares. You can have a neo-Nazi playing up front. No one will care. They were like, how many goals he scored this season? I mean, Harry, like people keep ragging on Harry Maguire. Doesn't matter. Harry Maguire could turn out to be a sweetie man with 16 kids locked in his attic. Now he's in bad form. He's got some bad form, and they'd be like, well, they'd string him to the rafters. But I tell you, if his form picked up in the World Cup and he made like some epic tackle that sealed the deal, no one would care about those 16 kids in his attic. They won't give a fuck. Football is the truth. Don't forget it. That's why I always use football analogies, man, because it's the truest thing you've got. Football and mathematics. Don't forget it. It's the most honest things in our society. It's true. It's true. It is true. No one cares. Like 50% of the England team are black. No one cares. No one gives a shit. No one cares. There's no Indians, and still no one cares. Like, well, we need representation. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares. He could be from outer space. Does he score goals? Yes. Okay, he's fine. No one cares. Like, literally, no one cares. It's football, mate. Football ends racism. It doesn't fucking promote it. It literally does. I would argue that, like, over the years, from the days when the bad old days when they do monkey chants and throwing bananas and all this bullshit England football matches, like back in the 60s and 70s, whatever it was, like just due to just being professional and sweating it out and playing and just doing what you do, like, I swear so many people's minds would have been turned. I don't believe that. Like, I do. Because that's just how people are. They just go, oh, like, bloody hell, we can play football. Bloody, that's how simple people can be. And that's not looking down on anybody. That's how simple you are. That's how simple I am. That's how simple everybody is. You say, bloody hell, he can kick a ball though, can't he? That's how people are. Like, stop thinking you're some sort of superior being. You ain't. We're all the same. Just some of us are fucking more handsome. Anyway, I can't help it. I'm born with handsome privilege. Yeah. Penalty scorers have to bear the brunt. There are some ugly shit spewed. Yeah, and that's the thing. It was so weird with it. That was real fucked up. It's the penalty shootout. It was so bizarre. It's like, why has he picked him? He didn't even pick He didn't even pick Sterling. Why didn't Sterling go up before those other boys? Fucking weird. What a weird choice. It was like it like the conspiracy head of me was going, was this by design? And I knew as soon as the third black boy had missed the penalty, it's like, this is all people are going to talk about is race. And I was like, we're fucked. That's like, keep that shit out of it. Yeah, I mean, it was just because people forget every person in all the penalty shootouts going. So this all starts off in 1990. Then we have 96, and then 98. And when's the next one after that? 2006. Right. We have a long history of bad memories of bad shit with penalty shootouts. We've only won 2 penalty shootouts against Spain and Colombia. Yes, Saka did. Well, whatever happened, it's like, but no, they amplified the racist shit. This is the thing, they amplified it. Because every person who missed a penalty became a fucking pariah, no matter who it was. Like, they always, it's kind of thing with Raheem Sterling as well. Like, Sterling's like, oh, I get all this criticism because I'm black. It's like, nah, bro, like, you get exactly the same sort of criticism that Rooney used to get. Like, they were so shitty to Rooney because they pinned because, like I said, they keep putting so much pressure on them, and like, everything is down to him. And, and Sterling is one of those players. It's like, he's a superstar. He's a world-class player. He's a superstar. He fucking smashing it. It's like, why didn't he do it for his country? It's the same thing for Rooney. And anybody who ever missed the penalty just became a fucking, and also other incidents like David Beckham getting sent off, which led to the penalty shootout. Beckham was a pariah for a season, but then Beckham just knuckled down and became beloved and captain. Gareth Southgate happening. People forget Gareth Southgate missed one of those penalties, which makes it even more bizarre as why he sent those 3 boys up. It's just so weird. Why did you do that, Gareth? Why? What was the decision-making process behind that? Because up until then, we were like, this guy is killing it. Except when it came to picking penalties. And based on his experience, he's the guy that people hated because he missed the penalty. Him, Chris Waddle, who sent it into outer space. He kicked the ball into outer space. Actually, he sent it into outer space. No. Frank Lampard gets some shit. Remember their World Cup? 42 shots, none on target. And everyone just kept saying, just fucking pass it to someone else, you prick. Oh. Yeah. Weird shit. So, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like kick racism out of football. No, kick racism out of your brain. Leave football out of it. Kane has to be the Beckham equivalent. Yeah, he is. For sure. Definitely. Definitely. But I think now there's not as much pressure and there's not as much resting on one person's shoulders as there has been before. Even when you had the golden generation shit with Scholes and Beckham and Gerrard and Lampard and Rio and Sol Campbell and every motherfucking fucking. It was, even though you had all those players, it was like, oh, Rooney, Owen. You know, they had too much shit applied on them. And you could do that with Harry Kane, but like I think it's not as much as it was. Because Sterling came, because, you know, Sterling got a lot of shit, but then in the European Championships, he fucking killed it. He eventually came, you know, he eventually became comfortable playing for that team. So, like, you know, not too much reliance on one person. It's just too much pressure they put on one person. And they've always done this. It's the media, really. It's always the media. Those pieces of shit bastards. But they do. They do. They're like the fucking army. They build them up and then they knock them down. Like, well, the army knock you down and then rebuild you in their image. Whereas these people, they build them up and then they knock them down. They build them up into this superstar age and then they just fucking destroy them. You know what I mean? It's like with that, was it Emma Raducanu girl? So young. Like, it might just be a fucking anomaly. She just might have had, like, some people just have these moments where everything comes right, and it may never happen again. This sort of stuff does happen, you know. But they built her up into this Emma, and it, you know, as great as it is to see someone killing it and doing something, but you, the back of your mind, you're like, going, you know, as soon as they're gonna just destroy her soon. They'll tear her apart. They always do it. They build people up to be like superhuman gods, and then to get more traction out of them, they fucking tear them apart. Why? Because they're pieces of shit. That's why. They're like, I could get some sort of intellectual, you know, I could give some intelligent deep dive on it, but fuck it, who cares? Because they wouldn't. So why should I give them the grace? They're just pieces of shit that want to just create problems for people. That's right. Simple as. You know. Well, they haven't really turned. I don't really pay much attention, but like, I don't think they've turned on Emma Raducanu that much, as far as I know. But you could see it. They did it to Wayne Rooney. They did it to Michael Owen. You know, they did it to like people like fucking Tim Henman. The list goes on and on of people that they just turn into gods and then reduce to rubble. This is a thing as old as the hills, as old as the fucking hills. Right. Noticing the time, I'm gonna have to bounce. I gotta eat, and I gotta go out and throw money at women, because that's what I do on a Saturday. Gotta enjoy yourself in this one. Do I watch the UFC? No. The only time this is serious, this is 100% true. The only time I ever watched any UFC was when someone I know was in a UFC fight at Millennium Dome. And I was backstage with all the fighters watching from the balcony. It's the only time I ever watched it. It was like UFC and what is it, MMA, UFC? I don't know, whatever that shit. Anyway, whatever it was, that's the only time I've ever watched anything like that. So, you know, I know a bit about it. I know some of the people, but like I don't watch it. You know, I was into boxing. You know, I watch boxing sometimes, and I watch Muay Thai out here because my girlfriend's. You know, sometimes it's on TV. You know, and there'll be some European guy versus a Thai guy, or a European girl versus a Thai girl, and like, you know, then me and my girlfriend could have a fight on television. I'm like, come on, whichever fucking European country I hate, whoop them. Sometimes they're being rooting for a French person. Disgusting. Disgusting. But if they're American, I'm rooting for Thailand, obviously. Not absolutely insane. But yeah. I'm going to bounce out. I got to eat. I got to go out. And then get back on the grind tomorrow. So you should go and take a Muay Thai class someday and gas your lungs. Well, you can. You can get a education visa and learn Muay Thai. Yeah, you can. Yeah. You can actually stay in the country on an education visa and learn Muay Thai. Well, Muay Thai. Sorry, Muay Thai. Muay Thai is the cocktail. Muay Thai. Is that something I would do? I don't know. If I want to put, I don't know. Like, maybe I'll be real good at it because I am fucking nuts. So who knows? Yeah, but you can. So if you ever want to stay in Thailand a longer term and looking for an option, you can come out here and get your ass kicked by a Larry Thai guy and pay for the privilege. But you can stay in the country for longer. So decision tomorrow. Muay Thai is the porn star. That's Muay Thai. Muay Thai kickboxing. Muay Thai point star. Point star. Fucking point star. It's a point star. Muay Thai cocktail. Oh, bloody hell. There's too many Muay Thais. Anyway, peace out, brethren. I'll see you when I see you. Please enjoy life. Enjoy